I am often concerned when I see people moving for a few $1,000s. Like it doesn't make a lot of sense. If you're going to make that jump, make it for a good chunk of change, right? I do fear for the junior agency marketer. They get a recruiter in their ear and they're talking about that movement and they're talking about increasing their income by, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a year, maybe 8,000, maybe 10, right? That's great. But when you're going through the recruitment, I fear that most new marketers don't appreciate that they're coming with a price tag above their head of another 15, 18, maybe 20% of their first year salary is going back to the recruiter. So if you're moving into a job and getting $100,000, that recruiter is going to get $15,000 to $18,000. Now, I'm not saying the recruiter hasn't done valuable work and that they don't deserve it. They've got their overheads, but you have to understand that your cost to the business has gone from the $100,000 salary to $118,000. Like there's an extra $18,000 that you're not getting. If you are at a reasonably low level, going through a recruiter is not going to be the path for you making the most amount of money. Recruiters, I believe, in agencies should be limited to those higher level jobs where you actively have to, not quite headhunting, but not far off. You've really got to convince someone to come out. So you're on $120,000, $130,000. Okay, we have to really go in and convince that person to make the move. And yes, your fee is going to be $30,000, $40,000 as a recruiter. But I think you're really adding value then. You're finding really specific skill sets and experience to make that move. Look, definitely anything under $100,000, you need to be doing this yourself, applying through Seek and going through that process. I think the burden of the recruitment fee is just too high. And, you might get into that position. But if it's you versus, Johnny, and Johnny's come in direct, Johnny's going to get the nod most of the time. You're going to have to lower your expectations by the equivalent of that recruitment fee. And that's significant. I think there's a lot of inefficiencies in the way that agencies run recruitment.